Hey Bubble family, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing the next two chapters, which is Influencer and the Irishman. So because these chapters are fairly small, I can kind of cram them into one kind of video, and that way then it's not elongated out for you. So if you would like to watch this particular video, if you haven't seen my other ones, please check the video section and you will see my other videos. But there is also a playlist, so you can go into the playlist and all of my reviews on the Tom Bower book are going to be in there. There are also playlists with regards to mental health, therapy tips, my Q&As that I do, Harry and Meghan, the lives with Trev. So there's just various things in there. So please go and check out those playlists. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome. I'm very much appreciated, and it does help the algorithm. So thank you to everyone who is commenting, doing an algorithm bump, and so forth. So yeah, so now for those of you who love my waffle, here it is. For those of you who don't, please check the video, because you can click on, there's segments now, and you can click on those and you can flip past the waffle straight to the main part of the video. Please stop commenting, saying, stop waffling. Well, no, you don't even use, stop talking too much in the beginning. No, it's not going to happen, because for the most part, people like what I do here. So if you don't like that bit, please skip it. So that being said, here is my waffle. So today yesterday actually, I bought myself a nail varnish, and it's from a place that we have here in the UK called Next. And I wanted to know what you guys thought of it. It's this one here. I'm sad really, because I buy things because I like the look of them, and I really like the shape of these nail varnishes, and I did try it on my thumb. So what do you guys think? I'm not sure at the minute. I think I like it. It's like a coral colour, and I liked it because I felt like it is kind of the theme of my channel. I do use the kind of colour coral quite a lot. So I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to buy a coral nail varnish because I'm completely sad, and and paint my nails the same. But I was painting it and I was like, I don't know. So what do you guys think? What else? It is cooled down here in the UK at the moment, but apparently we are due for another heat wave. So I'm not impressed by that. Yesterday I spoke to a potential new client, and while I was speaking on camera, I cannot tell you, I broke out into the worst menopausal glow. And so this poor person, all of a sudden I could feel myself getting hotter and hotter, and I was like, oh, please don't. And then I could just start to see myself glistening on camera, and my body, I could just feel my body just getting so hot. And in the end, I just said to her, I said, I'm so sorry. And I just sat there talking to her going, I'm really sorry. I said, please don't judge me on this. I said, and thankfully she was very understanding, and she said, it's okay, I've been there, I get it. But I was just like, oh lordy. And then it kind of passed. I was like, okay, we're good. And then it flared up again, and I was just like, oh, literally, I've had nothing. I've been fine, new client, and literally broke out in this like drippy glow. So that was fun. That was fun. I did have to, afterwards, I was like, really? Really? I've had no visitations, no blowy curtain, I feel, since that time. So not sure if my nan has just gone, no, you've exposed me now. not playing anymore. So, oh, I think I spoke too soon, because now I feel hot again. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. How long does this last, people? How long does this last? So I've been getting in my hot tub, but it's my cold tub, should I say. And I'm now down to, it's funny because I speak to somebody who does the cold baths, and she said that she found it funny that I said, oh, I do 25 degrees. And she's like, oh, bless you. That's not even cold. For me, it is. It's freezing. But I've got down to 23 degrees now. So I feel like I'm winning. I'm adjusting. So, so hopefully she'll be proud. So yeah, 23, I've dropped 2 degrees. Oh, now my eye's watering. Honestly, Bubbles, I'm falling apart. It's not fun. There'll be no video bombing from Arthur today because he's out with his dog walker. So I know that a lot of you will be sad because you do like it when Arthur video bombs me. So yeah, so I don't think there's much to report. Don't forget, obviously, then my live with Trev this Friday, and there might be a guest, So if, now I've just squeezed concealer all over my, oh. What's the point of it all? So for any of you that want to know what my makeup is today, anything that I've kind of used that perhaps I haven't used before, let me think. Oh yes, okay, so on my cheeks today I used, it's called Tinted Love, and it is by, I do not have shares in Charlotte Tilbury, honestly, but this was in the sale, and it's Tinted Love. And it's like it goes on your, it can go on your lips, it can go on your cheeks, and it's really nice actually. So I'm wearing that today. Yeah, I'm not sure what the shade is. I can't really, oh, why do they do it so small? I can't really see, but I'll show you the colour. So it's that, but that looks really dark, but actually it's really not. It's really quite, like, I'll do it on my, as you can see, it's really quite sort of translucent. So yes, that's that. Not much else really that I haven't used before, because I haven't got any foundation on today. I've just used moisturizer, done my eyebrows, my lashes, and that's it today. So that is it for the waffle today, Bubbles. I haven't really got much else to report. We shall see. And I suppose I shall now get on with the main part. So if you don't know what to do by now, you should. So grab that drink of choice. Or if you decide that you don't want to have a drink, then, you know, whatever you're eating, you know, grab that, you know, sit yourself down, make yourself a sandwich or whatever it is. But for me, it's coffee today, and I'm using my son's 16-year mug, even though that was 7 years ago. So coffee for me, but it could be tea, coffee, it could be iced tea, it could be cranberry juice, it could be, what was someone that said, oh, a kefir, was it a kefir coffee? No, kefir chocolate, I wouldn't say shake because kefir is like a yogurt, but chocolate, I believe. But I think they put fruit in it, which sounds really nice. I think with strawberries, I'm not sure. But that sounded really nice as well. So you can have those. Or if you wanted to, trying to think. Do you know what, when you're trying to think of alcohol and I can't think of a sangria, maybe you would like to sit in the garden with a sangria, or, you know, or don't sit in the garden. And you could just add a bit more brandy to it to give it that little bit of an extra hit, because as I always say, it is 5 o'clock somewhere. So grab your drink and let's dive right in. So, Bubbles, today, here we go. So on Meghan's 33rd birthday in August 2014, under the headline birthday suit, she posted a seductive topless side shot of herself. Now, I have two things here, maybe three. Firstly, whenever he mentions her birthday, he says the year. And now, okay, it's saying that she was born in 1981. But again, reading between the lines, why is this being added? It feels like an irrelevant thing, because you would just say on Meghan's 33rd birthday, she did this. But he constantly says the year as if it's a poignant thing. So it's one of two things. Either he's reinforcing that she was born in 1981, or he's saying, reading between the lines, he's saying this isn't true. I don't know, because he does a lot of this in here. He does these little kind of read between the lines thing, these little Easter egg things that you think, ooh, that's something. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just the way I interpret it. I don't know. But the other thing as well was when he wrote, under the headline birthday suit, she posted a seductive topless side shot of herself. So, okay, you have the fact that we have this version of Meghan in the beginning where she was so outraged that kind of women were being used in the Procter & Gamble ad, and this kind of outrage around that. But as she's kind of got older, she's definitely utilized her sexuality, which is where I think when she does a lot of the love bombing, she's very flirty, charming. She's very aware of how she looks. Now, I'm not saying that she's everyone's cup of tea, because at the end of the day, she's not, like nobody would be. But for her, this is how she plays this game in a way. She utilizes that. And for the first, but there's nothing wrong with that if you are owning it. Like I've said before, if you're owning that part of you and you're like, do you know what, I'm gonna use that, because let's face it, a lot of people do, a lot of men do it. A lot of men, if they believe they're very handsome, they will utilize that, and women do too. So she's not doing anything really that's for the women or men that do this type of thing. You know, for me, it's not something I would do, and it's not something other people would do. But for her, that is, you know, she's not, you know, you've only got to look on Instagram to see it. And so that slightly angered me a little bit, that sort of Tom Bauer was kind of adding that in, because at the end of the day, so what? That's what she does. But, and this is a but, this is somebody who has proclaimed to be outraged by stuff like that. But now she's using this, you know, as a means to get where she needs to be. Like I say, it's not a bad thing, and I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. Obviously, using people and dumping them is, but using your sexuality to get noticed, it's nothing, you know, that's out of the ordinary there, you know. So obviously then she's now kind of trying to reinvent herself as an influencer. So the thing with Meghan is that when she tries something and it doesn't work, and again, this is not a bad thing. If she was a nice person, this would be actually applauded. She then thinks, well, that's not working, so I need to try this. And like I say, she's literally got her fingers in so many pies to see which one works. And then it says, uncertain how long her income from suits would last and unusually careful with money, Meghan had registered a slew of websites: Posh Beauty, Spoon Me, Fork Me, really, Lalitots, and Foodie Pup. Oh my gosh. To leverage her celebrity. The idea was not original. Meghan had observed Hollywood's royalty, including Angelina Jolie and Emma Watson, famous for her role in the Harry Potter film series, become profitable influencers. So Meghan's skill was to absorb and copy those she admired, to also learn from their mistakes. And I do believe this is why the TIG happened, because I think she saw Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop and she was like, do you know what, this is a really good idea, I'm going to incorporate that. And I think what she's done is she's gone along and she's sort of seen what celebrities are doing and copying them. And again, there's nothing specifically wrong with looking at ideas and thinking, okay, that's good, and then making your own. But the thing is with Meghan is that she doesn't. She literally copies. Like the TIG is pretty much, It's like she literally copies. I mean, the Tig is pretty much the Goop, you know, the Goop thing by Gwyneth Paltrow. She doesn't have an original idea. She takes from somebody else's idea and then just tweaks it just a little bit and makes it her own. And I think that she has done all the way along, which again, sadly, is part of a narcissistic personality trait, because they don't know how to be original. They're just so busy copying and mirroring everybody else. Like we have seen her do this multiple times. And the Tig was launched in May 2014. Megan's routine was to leave early in the morning for the studio, and after a day's filming for Suits, she would head to the gym. On her return home, she'd spend the evening scouring the internet for ideas. Nothing wrong with that. You know, I think, you know, at the end of the day, if anyone's trying to start up something, that's exactly what they would do. To build her credibility, she needed to be associated with stars, if possible with a photograph to prove their friendship. The celebrity hunter's strength was to seize every opportunity and never take no for an answer. Well, I think this has been there from the word go. She doesn't like the word no. She will not hear no. And I think that's why when her father said no, when this was back in when she was wanting him to not do the lighting for the play, that was the start of her going, you know what, you don't get to tell me no. And I think this is really the whole way along. She just almost stalks up people, stalks ideas, stalks, you know, you know, she's almost obsessively like, no, if I get a no, then that's a challenge, or no, I'm not hearing that. And this is around the time she apparently met Serena Williams, the 23-year time Grand Slam tournament tennis singles champion. In Megan's version on her website, we hit it off immediately, taking pictures, laughing and chatting, not about tennis or acting, but about good old-fashioned girly stuff. So began our friendship. But ironically, there was no photograph of Megan with Serena Williams. It never appeared. So again, what I think she's kind of done here, she's possibly met her. They probably chatted for like 5 minutes, and then she's incorporated a friendship. Yeah, we're friends now. And so she name drops. And I think that's then elevating, because obviously people are not going to think she's lied. She's in Suits. So she's already establishing herself as someone that is a semi, like you say, sort of D-list celebrity, whatever it is. So saying that she's met Serena Williams is not, for the common garden person, is not going to be a far stretch, especially because at this point, the only people that are following her are her fans. So again, they're going to believe exactly what she tells them. And this is the problem, I feel, with influencers and celebrities, is they have a lot of power to manipulate. And when you've got a narcissistic personality type who's already capable of doing that, it's not a far stretch to think that they can do it on a global scale. And I think this is what we've seen. We've seen her, you know, manipulate on her Instagram and create her fans to believe something. And now it's now on a global scale with the squad and the people that agree with her. She's created that manipulation on the gaslighting on a global scale now. She's gone from gaslighting small to now huge. And interesting, it says here, Brett Ratner, the Hollywood film producer and long-term boyfriend of Williams, had never heard her mention Megan. So that basically said there was no friendship. There was no friendship, but Megan made it up to, you know. And then she similarly did the same thing. She secured an introduction to Ivanka Trump, the daughter of the New York property tycoon. Now, interesting how she has slated Donald. I can't remember his name for a second there. She slated Donald Trump, but quite happy to rub shoulders with his daughter. Yeah, that's her father. Whether or not you agree with what he does or doesn't do, it doesn't matter. That's you know, that's her father. So it makes me think that perhaps Ivanka didn't really want to associate with her. So in classic narc revenge style, when she's become big, she's snubbed them. So I think that's exactly what she's done there, because here, you know, she does the same sort of thing again. Talks about, you know, how amazing she is, She never mentions Donald Trump's invitation to party with him while working on Deal or No Deal. Also not mentioned was Variety magazine's report announcing the 5th season of Suits. Meghan had been again listed 6th and last in the cast list. The audience, however, was increasing towards 3 million. To build her profile as an opinionated, life-loving star, Meghan hit on a tested formula. She conjured up intimate personal revelations that laced with colourful fantasies, did not have a totally faithful relation to the whole truth. So basically here we have somebody, which again we've seen with her, that on the surface she creates this lie of things that have happened or things that are going on in her life, and actually, or the way she is as a personality, but behind the scenes she's absolutely nothing like that, and the stories aren't true. She stipulates, what's that? She stipulated her ideal man dressed in a linen shirt. She visualized him barefoot on the beach, eating a slice of pizza, inviting her for a drink on the way home. Oh, please. Please. I'd be on the beach eating pizza. Honestly. Yeah, you can just imagine it. Just meeting some guy on the beach, walking along, eating a slice of pizza. Oh, you're a catch. Oh, she does talk some shite. Oh, and if he makes you laugh, that helps. Well, I bet she's missing that with Harry now, because he looks as miserable as sin. So it doesn't make her laugh anymore, if he did ever. Apparently her mantra was, you need to know that you're enough. That I think I did vomit in my mouth a little bit when I read this. That £5 lost won't make you happy. That more makeup won't make you prettier. That the now iconic saying from Jerry Maguire, you complete me, frankly isn't true. You are complete with or without a partner. You are enough just as you are. So for my birthday, here's what I would like as a gift. I want you to be... I want you to be kind to yourself. I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to stop gossiping, to try a food that scares you, to buy a coffee for someone just because, to tell someone you love them, and then to tell yourself right back, I want you to find your happiness. I did, and it never felt so good. I am enough. I wrote in the comments, oh my God, what utter shite. So here we, right. Firstly, that £5 lost won't make you happier. It will for a moment. You know, anyone that's got on the scales that loses £5, like, woohoo, I've lost £5. Yay, I'm on my way. So that's a rubbish. The more makeup won't make you prettier. Well, okay, fair enough. But again, I like makeup, and you know, sometimes I think it does make me prettier. If you see me first thing in the morning, trust me, wearing makeup is a blessing. I enjoy that. But for her, I'm sorry, but for someone who literally has so much cosmetic surgery on her face and is plastered in makeup every time we see her, practice what you preach, love. Come on, walk outside without any makeup on. I dare you. I dare you. I think it's not going to happen. You are complete with or without a partner. Yeah, this is true. However, this is coming from somebody who has done everything she can to get a partner, to use a partner for whatever she can get. So for my birthday, here's, I would like I want you to be kind to yourself. I want you to be kind to others. Maybe you should tell your dad that, because, and Trevor and Corey and all the guys that you've picked up and dumped, you know, where's your kindness there? Where's your kindness to your dad, who literally raised you and did everything for you? Oh, honestly, this woman is just full of absolute shite. Oh. So yeah, it says the Tig did not always entirely reflect her own life, or occasionally even her own personal values. You think? You think? It's completely opposite. So conjuring up fantasies was her unique selling point. Yeah, absolutely. But basically, that's just a colourful way of saying you lied, Megan. You lied. You're lying all the time. So Megan composed a guide to living well, and then under the heading non-negotiable is kindness. Again, tell that to your dad. Oh, so this is where obviously it talks about her with going around with poor old Corey, poor old naive Corey, because she sets her sights on him. And then suddenly together, literally not long after them dating, they rented a 3-bedroom home. So she moves in with him. Again, she does this. She did it with Trevor to save money. Literally moves in. Funnily enough, did she do that with Harry too? I think she did. But she doesn't put Corey on her TIG. So like what she did with Trevor, with hiding destroying the wedding photographs and the wedding video. So there's no footage of that. She literally does a similar thing to Corey. She hides him because ultimately he's just a stepping stone. She hasn't got any interest in him permanently. So then we go on to chapter 7, which is The Irishman, which is where she meets Rory McIlroy, who is the winning Open Championship golfer in Britain. 25 years old. Excusez-moi. He won the PGA championship by 1 stroke in Kentucky. So this is where she notices him, because it says here, all the rage in America at that moment was the ice bucket challenge. Famous personalities, and I remember doing that. That was fun. Nominate each other to be drenched with iced water to raise money for research into motor neuron disease. Celebrities promoted themselves by posting a video of their ordeal. Unexpectedly, McIlroy nominated Megan to drench herself with ice. But not uncoincidentally, Megan was staying with a friend close to the Fitzpatrick Hotel, where McIlroy had a suite. She accepted the challenge on the condition that Rory came to her friend's apartment and personally poured the bucket over her on the balcony. So I do not believe for one incy-bincy second that this was a chance thing. Megan's already staying near the Fitzpatrick Hotel. Of course she would know about him. So what I would suspect is that she's probably gone there. She's flounced and flirted and done things around him, and obviously then would have known about him, and he's probably known about her because at some point, because obviously Sarah Rafferty is friends with the owner of the hotel, and Sarah Rafferty is obviously in Suits. So this kind of, oh, how unexpected that you've done that, is, I absolutely believe, is BS. I think, again, she set her sights on him, and she has done the charm offensive, the love bombing. Oh, if you've nominated me for the ice bucket challenge, oh, how unexpected. Please come round and tip it over me on the balcony and let's video it and post it on social media. Honestly, I think... So, of course, he does that. And then, of course, then she starts spending a lot of time with him whilst she's with Corey. Now, there is not an issue with being friends with somebody. But this is Megan we're talking about. And there's already been rumours that when she was with Trevor, that she was seeing her co-star. Is it Patrick Adams, his name is, I think it was. So here we have again that there's these kind of between the lines. She's spending a lot of time. She was photographed sitting together. They were having intimate dinners together. But again, she puts this on her TIG, but again, doesn't mention Corey. And Corey, who just seems to be incredibly naive, perhaps not realising exactly what Megan's doing. So he queries and questions her, and she says, no, we're just friends. Honey, if someone is doing this, if they're lying and doing things behind your back, they're not just friends. Because if they were, she would, not only that, she would invite Corey along. She would involve him, but she doesn't. She spends a lot of time having, like I say, intimate dinners. And being seen coming out of the hotel together and things like that. So, I think, it doesn't say for definite, but I think, and not only that, she sets up pap shots. Keen to use their close relationship to promote herself, shocker, she encouraged the media to publish photographs of McIlroy and her. As she would later admit, she occasionally set up pap shots or let slip out to the press where they were. Wow. That's not like Meghan, is it? At all. So around this time, Meghan lobbies hard to be invited to the One Young World Conference in Dublin. She knew that celebrity in Hollywood was enhanced by philanthropy and activism. To secure her first platform, she asked Missan Harriman, an Anglo-Nigerian photographer, for a favour. Now, isn't Harriman the one that did the photographs where they were laying down and Harry was bare? They went on a beach and he wasn't eating pizza, but he was barefoot with his slacks and his shirt. And then apparently he did those photographs from somewhere else. And then there's two different versions where Harry's wearing the same clothing and she's wearing two different dresses, but apparently they were supposed to have been taken on different days. But Harry's wearing identical clothing and it's an identical place, but her bump, should I say, looks two different sizes. And I think he took that photograph. And then wasn't he the one that took the photograph of apparently of Lily and then said that he was there at her birthday party? So she's known him since 2014. So I think then that's not a far stretch to think that he's in on this whole charade. So she uses people that she's trusted in a way from way back. Because it's interesting to me that this is someone that she's friends with and then he's taking these photographs in 2022 or whenever it was. Yeah, for the 22, and then obviously then I think 2021 or whatever, 20 for the other photographs. So that's interesting to me. I think I have to say, I think, well, he has to be, because there's no way, when I put that video up about Lily, there's no way you can tell me that the child that she's holding in her arms, Meghan looks absolutely different. She looks pre-cosmetic surgery and she looks younger. And secondly, that child is younger. That child is probably more the identical age as what Lily would be now, what she would look like age-wise. But her hair, you can see, because she's got this little tuft, her hair is different. And obviously there are rumours that another child was used. But I do not believe for 1 second that was Lily. Don't. And so that says to me that he lied. He lied and put that up there. So he has to be in on it. He has to be in on this whole charade because he's a photographer. He would know how to Photoshop. He Photoshopped her in on that photograph, I believe. So I think absolutely just lies. All of them. And this is when Meghan gets introduced to his agent, Gina Nelthorpe Cowan, I believe, a glamorous South African based in London. So this is when she obviously then starts working with Meghan. And again, it says over in the UK, nobody knew who Meghan Markle was. So I guess the plan was then is to put her over here and really try and boost her image over here. But she found it very hard. So then she apparently arrives at this hotel in Dublin. She was in a toweling bathrobe with her hair tied back. We just clicked. We hugged as if we had known each other for ages. She was delightful, warm and personable. No, Gina. What she was doing was love bombing you because she needed you. It's pure and simple, because I'm pretty sure as I read on, you get dumped like everybody else. And then she, of course, to be more personable, she identifies herself as a mixed race woman. She spoke about her childhood and this is when she also does the speech. The totality of her speech was to urge her audience to admire her own personal experience and adopt her mantra of togetherness. Apparently the speech went well. And but then again, behind closed doors, it says, as she headed back towards her hotel, she goes to the lift and a young man politely beckoned her to enter in front of him, and she snaps at him and says, "I don't need that," delivering a tirade to the startled man until the end of the ride. How rude. How rude. Because no offense, but I class myself, I mean, you know what? No, I don't. I don't even want to use the word feminist. I don't even like this particular word, to be fair. I just class myself as someone that is someone who's kind to others, treats people, like I would like to be treated. But I can respect if a man holds, or anyone, because I hold a door open for a man or a woman. So if a man holds the door open, I absolutely would not go, no thanks, don't need to be doing that. I can hold my own door open. Firstly, of course I can hold my own door open. I've got arms. Secondly, what is wrong with someone being nice and kind and respectful and just being polite and holding a door open? This angers me. This whole feminist thing has gone too far, where it emasculates women. No, it doesn't. It emasculates men. For goodness sake. But it does. It emasculates men. And I think poor men now feel that they don't know what to do. They don't know whether to hold a door open, hold a car door open. You can go in front of me. It's like, what we're going to have now, men just going, do you know what? You can just stand back. I'll push forward and I'll go ahead of you. And we're outraged about that. It's like, men just can't do anything now without being had a go at for something. And I think that's incredibly wrong. If a man wants to hold a door open for me, I will be very respectful. If a woman wants to hold a door open for me, I will be very respectful and say thank you very much. I think this is ridiculous, this type of behaviour. But again, in the background here, it says was Corey. And then it says here, the same night, Friday the 17th, Meghan left the hotel for dinner with Rory McIlroy at the upmarket restaurant. She looked totally smitten, gazing intently at McIlroy. I wonder if that's the same look that she gave Harry in the beginning when she was love bombing him, where it's like, I bet it's the same look. On a previous night, John Fitzpatrick would describe him as the owner of the hotel that just describe his dinner with her, and later implied that she and McIlroy had secretly met. Meghan's Irish friends assumed that she and McIlroy had also met unseen earlier during her visit. I absolutely, by the sounds of this, I feel like the reading between the lines is that they were having a relationship. So again, not surprisingly, the newspaper report annoyed Corey. He asked her again were they having an affair. She said no. And then she rang the editor and asked them to change the narrative and ask for a correction to then talk about Corey, to say they're madly in love. So again, she uses Corey. She talks about wanting to be the face of L'Oreal, and then Meghan declares, "I have legs as long as a mile." No comment from me. Meghan suffered terrible envy of other women's wealth, looks and social success. What at school and in Hollywood was classed as healthy ambition had metamorphosized into jealousy. Increasingly, envy coloured so much of her life. And I just put Catherine, because I think she was incredible. No, it's not even a think. She was and is incredibly jealous of Catherine. And I think this is a lot of what she does. And she, unfortunately, is quite nasty with it, which is why I think she's gone all out to attack Catherine, berate Catherine publicly in Oprah, and things like that, and lie about her. And I think that's why I also believe that she was part of this William having an affair, because both William scarfed her. So she was like, yeah, I'm not having that. So he was resistant to her love bombing. So she would not have liked that at all. She had little patience for other people's values. In her world, she simply got angry when people who refused to agree with her. Uppermost in her mind was her image. Convinced that she was at the cusp of international celebrity, she had become preoccupied with Rachel Zane's character. Well, I'll probably say obsessed, not preoccupied. And this is when the Andrietta who was the the ones who dress behind the scenes. She said Meghan was not her favourite character to dress, and that didn't go down well with Meghan. Anything critical alarmed Meghan. Trawling the internet, she read that a handful of viewers had protested that Zayn was about to start an affair. So she got the storyline changed because she believed that she would get attacked if it come out that that she'd had an affair with somebody else. And to be fair, that does happen. We've seen it. Like, you know, we've seen people have a go at a character when it's actually not, you know, have a go at the person for something the character's done, which I think is slightly weird. But it happens, so I can sort of see that. But this whole thing of, I never troll the internet, I never look at what goes on, what's being said. She was doing it even here. So absolutely, she trolls the internet to see what's going on. And that's why when we see a lot of footage on the internet, on Twitter, where it's, oh, why haven't we seen Lily? Why haven't we? All of a sudden, there'll be a picture. Why haven't we seen Archie? All of a sudden, there's a picture. So anything that's being said, all of a sudden, then there's something that comes out. I think yeah, she's definitely doing that. So again, it talks about that she went to a US military base in Spain, Italy, Turkey and Britain, led by the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Martin Dempsey. The service family's every top was puzzled. Meghan's biographical description, mentioning that she was actively involved in the socio-political arena, that she had worked at the American embassy in Buenos Aires, for 5 weeks? And that she now works closely with the United Nations Women, made no impression on the audience. Few knew her name or understood her peppery speech about suits, and she looked pained when asked to sing, especially White Christmas. And I think there was video footage of that, wasn't there? And she did look very uncomfortable, I have to say. Her anchor through this was Corey, so, you know, she continues to use him. And this is when also then she's connecting with Marcus Anderson. So he arranges for her to sit down during lunch next to Misha Nonu, an aspiring fashion designer. Then Meghan writes on her TIG, Nonu, Meghan later wrote, was the kind of woman you instantly adore. Nonu was eager to climb the greasy pole. Well, no, she didn't write that. Sorry. This is what Tom Bauer says. So she's someone else that's trying to climb up the ladder. But interesting that Nonu had stepped up in the world. At a 3-day wedding in Venice, she had married Alexander Gilkes, an old Etonian friend of Princes William and Harry. Meghan became persuaded that Nonu, apparently rich British husband, was an ideal type for herself. So way back when, this is her introduction in 2014, she had that introduction into that because she become friends with Misha Nonu, and if they were invited to also to William and Catherine's wedding. So Meghan's friends with her. So I think this is when the cogs started whirring. I absolutely think it was way back here, 2014. She'd already said that she wanted a British husband, a rich British husband. So I think that she had already planned this little seed in her head. But I think at the time, Harry was dating other people. So perhaps it just wasn't feasible. But there she was. I think there she was in the background going, Harry and William. So then apparently Corey then around this time met Thomas. But again, interestingly, that Thomas met Corey and he met Trevor, but he never met Harry. I have a theory on that. I think that's because she wasn't that bothered. She wasn't that bothered about Thomas or Corey. So it didn't matter. But I think with Harry, she didn't want Harry knowing the truth of whatever lies she told him. And here she says, she talks about being her own funny, I am my own funny Valentine, she writes on the TIG. She should give herself the same love and acceptance, she concluded, as she showed to everyone else. I decided to be my own funny Valentine. What love? What love and acceptance did she give to everybody else? Did she give that love and acceptance to Trevor when she sent his rings back? and to Corey after she used him, and to her own father and to her siblings that she's trashed and hurled through the, the media. Where's the love there then? Meghan had decided that her long-term future was not with Corey. She had set her sights higher. Harry. New York, she decided, was the key to her ambition. She wanted to emulate her idols, Angelina Jolie and Emma Watson. So the copying begins again. So that's it, guys, for this one. Sorry it's gone on a little bit longer. It might be a little bit less after I've edited, but let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, thank you for spending this time with me. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like more of my videos, and please think about subscribing to my channel, as I've said before, because it really does help the algorithm. Thank you to everybody who is joining up and becoming a member. Don't forget, you still have time to join the competition. The details are in the community page, so go over there and check that out. Thank you to everyone who's bought me a cup of tea. It's very, very helpful. I'm loving it. And thank you to everyone who is sending me things. My PO box will be in the description box below on this video, and it will also be in the sort of the introduction page on my channel. So all the details are there. My merch is all on there. The PO box is there. The buy me a cup of tea is there. Being a member is there, or a Patreon is there, or a bubble, joining the Bubble Coffee Club is there. Yeah, everything, all details are there. So if you would like any information on that, that is where you go. If you want to contact me, my email is also there as well. So again, thank you. Don't forget my live with Trev this Friday evening, and I will see you all in tomorrow's video. So don't forget, as always, I love you, I appreciate you, and even more, I respect you. Thank you, Bubble family. Mwah. Bye.